Question: how has human activities affected South Florida? Answer: types of human activities in South Florida include industry, agriculture, mining, transportation, construction, and habitation. South Florida industry. With all the industry that is going on, there is a lot of pollutants going into the air and water. The top-ranked polluter in Broward County remains the oil-fired FPL plant constructed at Port Everglades in the early 1960s. The plant showed a 25% drop in emissions from 06 to 09, from 192,791 pounds of hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and vanadium and lead to 144,281 pounds. South Florida agriculture. When farmers put fertilizer and chemicals into the crops, then a runoff can occur. Miami, Florida. An expert today testified in federal court that polluted water from nearby farms and towns pumped into Lake Okeechobee leads to cancer-causing poisons that are infecting drinking water supplies for thousands of South Florida residents. Conservation groups are challenging the pumping of polluted water into Lake Okeechobee in federal court. South Florida mining. The major things we mine is phosphate and limestone. Miami, Florida. Earth Justice had filed suit against Florida's Department of Environmental Protection to block approval for a giant mine in the Everglades that could pollute South Florida's drinking water aquifers with pesticides, arsenic, mercury, salt, and other excess nutrients. South Florida transportation. When we drive our vehicles, many emissions are released into the air and water. Broward County has approximately 1.4 million registered motor vehicles. These vehicles are the major source of air pollution in South Florida. They emit hydrocarbons and nitro oxides, which react to the presence of strong sunlight to produce ground-level ozones, as well as particulate matter and carbon monoxide. South Florida construction and habitation. When we build homes and buildings on new land, we are getting rid of animal habitats while creating new emissions. Far from McDonald's and high-end malls, there's another ancient South Florida. Sawgrass, wading herons, lurking alligators, and the stillness that comes from nature going about its timeless business. The Everglades, though protected, are only as healthy as the water that flows through them, and the water is at risk, both from pollution and development. Prediction. Rising seas mean shrinking South Florida future, experts say. Who? Ben Strauss, Chief Operating Officer of Climate Central. What? The water has been rising at a constant speed. When? By 2030. Where? South Florida. Why? Global warming. Statistics. 1. About 17% of Miamians use public transportation on a regular basis. 2. South Florida is one of the most densely populated urban areas in the U.S. 3. South Florida is 6,137 square miles. 4. South Florida has over 5 million people living here. Thanks for watching, Mr. Allen.